in which why regularly they were coming.
Just now that class
Hare Krishna
completed.
Prabhuji, pranams.
Ramataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranam.
Now, they're coming now. Many
I
are.
wanted to call Lakshmi Mataji,
Mm,
but
mm.
timings, Prabhuji, if she has come from US, okay, I don't know whether she is in US or here. Tomorrow I'll call her, Prabhuji.
At least just to put a message in the group, remind them. Each one, at least one help will help. Okay. Start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tassat. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Welcome all for Bhagavatam discussion. Today is, I think, really wonderful sloka we are going to discuss. Really important. Of course, Bhagavatam, every sloka is important, but this is the fundamentals of our bhakti process. So we'll recite this and try to discuss, and we'll go on. Who is going to discuss, read this?
Sudhamataji, I allocate it to you.
Yeah, Sudhamataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Amataji.
I allocate it to you.
The sloka number? Sorry, I have not checked that.
36.
Okay.
Tasmat sarvatmana rajan hari sarvatra sarvata strotavya kirta vyascha smartavyo bhagavan raman. Hare Krishna Sudhamataji.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O King, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, always and everywhere. Purport. Srila Sukadev Goswami begins this verse with the word tasmat or therefore, because in the previous verse he has already explained that there is no auspicious means for salvation other than the sublime process of Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga process is practiced by the devotees in different methods like hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, rendering service in love, becoming friendly, and offering all that one may possess. All 9 methods are bona fide methods, and either all of them, some of them, or even one of them can bring about the desired result for the sincere devotee. But out of all the 9 different methods, the first one, namely hearing, is the most important function in the process of Bhakti Yoga. Without hearing sufficiently and properly, no one can make any progress by any of the methods of practice. And for hearing only, all the Vedic literatures are there, compiled by authorized persons like Vyasadeva, who is a powerful incarnation of Godhead. And since it has been ascertained that the Lord is the super soul of everything, he should therefore be heard and glorified everywhere and always. That is the special duty of the human being. When the human being gives up the process of hearing about the all pervading personality of Godhead, he becomes victim to hearing rubbish transmitted by man made machines. Machinery is not bad because through the machine one can take advantage of hearing about the Lord, but because machinery is used for ulterior purposes, it is creating rapid degradation in the standard of human civilization. It is said here that it is incumbent upon the human beings to hear because the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are made for that purpose. Living beings other than human beings have no ability to hear such Vedic literatures. If human society gives itself to the process of hearing the Vedic literature, it will not become a victim to the impious sounds vibrated by impious men who degrade the standards of the total society. Hearing is solidified by the process of chanting. One who has perfectly heard from the perfect source becomes convinced about the all pervading personality of Godhead and thus becomes enthusiastic in glorifying the Lord. All the great acharyas like Ramanuja, Madhva, Chaitanya, Saraswati, Thakura, or even in other countries, Muhammad, Christ, and others have all extensively glorified the Lord by chanting always and in every place. Because the Lord is all pervading, it is essential to glorify Him always and everywhere. In the process of glorifying the Lord, there should be no restriction of time and space. This is called Sanatana Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, always and everywhere. Bhagavata means pertaining to Bhagavan the Lord. The Lord is the master of all time and all space, and therefore the Lord's holy name must be heard, glorified, and remembered everywhere in the world. That will bring about the desired peace and prosperity so eagerly awaited by the people of the world. The word the word cha includes all the remaining process or methods of bhakti yoga as mentioned above.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Prabhupada.
La Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So, this is a really wonderful words to discuss today. Says, Tasmad Sarvatma Rajan Hari Sarvatra Sarvadha Shrothavya Kirtitavyascha Smarthavya Bhagavan Hari Bhagavan Nrinam. So similar sloka comes some other places also. So he says Tasmat. Tasmat means therefore. Here Prabhupada says the translation therefore. Because in the previous verse we discussed yesterday, the Sukadeva Goswami clearly explaining what is the importance of bhakti and also who is Krishna and how to reach him. Prabhupada explained in the purport. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami is saying Tasmat. That's for Sarva, all, Atmanaha, all the soul. O Rajan, Harihi, what they have to do? Harihi, so Supreme Lord. Sarvatra, everywhere. Sarvada, always. See, the words are used. Sarvatra and Sarvada. Everywhere and always, what we have to do? Shrothavyascha, must hear, must heard. Kirtitavyascha, must be glorified. And Smarthavyascha, means be remembered. The Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana. The 9 processes Prabhupada in the purport kind of a detail explains. So it says 9 process, Smarana, Kirtana, Smarana. And Cha means all others. Also, Prabhupada in the end says that includes all the 9 processes. So we know the 9 processes: the Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Archana. Anybody knows balance?
Atma Nivedanam.
That's the last one.
One Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam,
Sakyam, yes.
Sakyam, Atmanivedanam,
So,
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Pada Sevanam.
Sevana, yes. So these are the 9 processes. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Sukadeva Goswami begins this verse with the Tasmad, or therefore, because the previous verse, we discussed, there is no auspicious means for salvation other than sublime process of Bhakti Yoga. So Sukadeva Goswami making it very clear, no karma yoga, no dhyana yoga, no other process other than Bhakti Yoga. That's the first and foremost point here, Sukadeva Goswami making it clear here. So Bhakti Yoga is a topmost process because all other processes can help us, but it cannot guarantee that we take her to the ultimate goal. We discussed yesterday, the ultimate goal is to Krishna Prema. But Bhakti Yoga is the best and easy and sublime process which can take us back home, back to God. That's why Prabhupada says Bhakti Yoga process is practiced by the devotees in different methods. So we discussed Shravana, hearing, Kirtana, chanting, remembering, Smarana, and serving the lotus feet, Pada Sevana, worship, Archana, praying, Vandana, rendering service in love. What is that? Wondering.
What, Prabhuji?
Rendering service in lotus feet. Okay, so service is love. Become friendly is Sakya. Rendering.
Sakyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam.
Atman. That's the last one. Offering all that and that maybe. Rendering service in love.
Oh.
What Prabhupada says
Pada
here?
Sevanam.
Pada Sevana. Pada Sevana is there.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma.
Atmanivadana is there. Prabhupada added one. Prabhupada says here. Now, let's understand each one. There is one personality who are perfected, and there is one personality perfected all of them. So, who perfected Shravana?
Sukadeva Goswami.
Shravana, Parishit Maharaj. Chanting the Kirtana, Sukadeva Goswami. Remembering, the process of remembering, who perfected? Smarana, Prahlad Maharaj. Serving the lotus feet, who perfected? Lakshmi Devi. Worship, Archana, I think Akrura, right? Praying, I think Prithu Maharaj. Rendering service in love. This is where I'm a bit lost, forgot. Okay, and worshipping with the next verse, becoming friendly is Arjuna. Okay.
Sudama,
No.
can we tell? No, okay,
No.
Prabhuji.
That's I think Hanuman, right?
Yes, Lord Rama.
Hanuman, rendering service in love, Hanuman. Yeah, Dasya, correct. Sorry, Dasya. Dasya is Hanuman. So, and finally, Ambarish Maharaj is the one who perfected all this. So we have Parishit Maharaj, who was hearing, Sukadeva Goswami, who is chanting, and Prahlad Maharaj, who is remembering, and Lakshmi Devi is serving the lotus feet. Worshipping is Archana is Akrura, and praying is Prithu Maharaj. Rendering service in love is Hanuman. Become friendly is Arjuna, and finally offering everything to Ambarish Maharaj. So these are the 9 processes given. But Prabhupada says all 9 process methods are bona fide methods. And either all of them or some of them or even one of them can bring about desired result for the sincere devotees. Yes, we can perfect all. We can become like Ambarish Maharaj. But if not, at least one or more than one, which whatever best possible, and can bring success in a devotee's life. But out of all the 9 methods, Prabhupada says, normally the hearing process is the most important function. So the first and foremost, Shravana comes later. The Shravana comes first. Kirtana comes next. So hearing process. So Prabhupada also many places said Kirtana comes next, Shravana comes first. So we have to hear. Unless we hear, we cannot speak. That's why Prabhupada many places says that God has given us 2 ears and 1 tongue. We have to hear more, speak less. So that's the most important point here. So hearing process is the most important. Even when the child is born, it said that the sense become active is the hearing. And when the person is leaving the body, the last sense becomes inactive is hearing. That's why the person is dying. They chant the holy name, they do kirtan because the person can hear. Maybe all other senses maybe would have become inactive, but hearing will go on the last minute. So hearing the most important point. Because hearing is most important point, many times we fail to hear. We don't hear. Many places we have a selective hearing. Like when somebody speaks, we want choose what I want to hear. Otherwise, I'll just ignore. I may be acting like a hearing, but I may not hear. There are different levels of hearing. Like hearing is, yeah, sitting in front of somebody is one, but is he really hearing? Is he really paying attention? That's the most important point. So the hearing should be such that, one example some ISKCON devotees are giving is that like the different levels of hearing. At home we make dosa, right? Dosa batter. The pan is very hot. We take a spoon of batter, and when the pan is hot, we pour batter on the pan. When that batter poured on the pan, it gives a nice noise, like sound, chewing sound comes. So that is a one level of hearing. Because means when they attend some nice Bhagavatam class or some Bhagavad Gita discussion, they come out and say, oh, very nice class. Then if you ask, what did they discuss? I don't know. What did they tell? I don't know. This is the first level of hearing. Yes, they say that is very good, but I don't know. Because it's like a 1 second that sound has come, but forgotten. The next level is that the lotus leaf, when the rainwater comes, it stays there. It stays there few seconds, but the small wind comes, the water will fall down because water will not stay there in a leaf. So that's the second level. Second level, they attend the Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita discussion. They come out, somebody asks question, they'll say that, okay, this point is discussed. If when somebody start countering it, they have no answer, they'll run away. Like the water on the lotus feet will not stand, they'll run away because they are not heard it properly. Prabhupada says that we should hear it sufficiently and properly. See the words Prabhupada using. We should hear sufficiently and properly. Otherwise, no one can make progress by any other methods of practice. So the second level also, because one has not heard sufficiently properly, when somebody is cross-questioning, he will just run away. And whereas the third level is like they give example of pearl. Pearl is a living entity which takes a drop of water and keeps in his body and meditate on that, and that becomes a pearl. That means what we heard should go inside our heart. I should continuously meditate. Manana should happen. Shravana, manana, Shravana, patana, Shravana, manana. Manana should happen. Continuously, I should meditate on that. Meditate, then not only that, after meditating, I should imbibe that in my life, practice that in life, then that hearing becomes perfect. I should become like a pearl. I'd continuously meditate on that. Like Srila Prabhupada, 1922, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur has given one instruction. You are educated person, go to foreign country, America, teach our Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. That is the one instruction. He meditated on that for another so many years, till 1965, till he got the final opportunity. He was continuously meditating on that. Similarly, we should always meditate on the Guru's instructions. What is the Guru's instruction for us? Guru might not have tell us to go to America or Antarctica. Guru simply says that chant 16 rounds and follow four ugly principles. Help in Prabhupada's movement. So helping is so easy. Now Gita Jayanti is coming. Distribute Bhagavad Gita, as many Bhagavad Gita as possible. Make our own commitment. Yes, I will do maybe 100 Bhagavad Gita distribution. I may sell to somebody else, or if I don't have the time to sell, at least I'll sponsor so that devotees can distribute to the poor people. This is the best thing we can do. That is the meditation. Because I should always think, how can I serve Srila Prabhupada? Because of Srila Prabhupada's movement, I got so much. Today, I'm in bhakti process because of Srila Prabhupada and disciples and movement. So what is that? My gratitude. What is that I can give back? Once Srila Prabhupada's one disciple asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, you have done so much for us. How can you pay back your debt? Srila Prabhupada said, you will never be able to pay back your debt to a guru. All that you can do is that help me in preaching Krishna consciousness. So similarly, we have so much debt from Srila Prabhupada and his disciples and ISKCON. So we have to give back. Give back is easy. At least each day I should take an vow. Okay, today let me take at least one book or two books when you go out. Distribute. Ask somebody on the street, yes, do you have Bhagavad Gita? Can you please buy it? I mean, if you can give a discount price, fine. Otherwise, buy it and sell it. Or if you have money, buy and distribute to the poor schools, orphanages. Do something so that it can reach out. This is the real, thinking, what is the remembering? That's the way to remember. And Prabhupada says that will happen only when hear properly. Because unless I hear, this seriousness will not come to my head. Unless I hear properly, I will not take it seriously. But the service method will not come to my head. I will be doing so many other things. That's why we have to hear properly and sufficiently. The instruction of Srila Prabhupada is so clear. Yare deko tare kaho Krishna Upadesha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Srila Prabhupada said each one teach one while being taught by one. This is the basic fundamental principle Prabhupada says. All of us should go out and preach. Preach means it doesn't mean that we should become sannyasi or should in the Vyasasana. No. Simple. Whoever meets, just request them to chant, request them to buy one book, request them to take some prasad. These are the basic things. That's why Prabhupada says, without hearing sufficiently properly, no one make any progress by the method of practice. So that is, each one of us have a goal that go back to Goloka Vrindavan. The hearing, that's the most important point. That's why Prabhupada further says, he should therefore be heard and glorified everywhere else. Whom? That Hari, Krishna. We need not glorify anyone else. We should not speak about, we should not remember anyone. That Hari only. Like Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mam Eka. Similarly, Sukadeva Goswami is saying we have to remember that Hari only. That is a special duty for human life, human being. We cannot ask any animal like lion or tiger or elephant or cats or dogs to chant the holy. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that. When Jharkhand forest, when he came, he made lions, tigers, elephants, everybody dance. But we may not have that qualification. So the human being is the most important thing. We can chant the holy name and remember. Durlabha Manava Janma. I mean, we all know this many times. I heard out of 84 lakhs, the last chance I got. And I mean, many times we would have repeated this. We don't know next second what will even happen. So this second, this time, I should use it for hearing Krishna's holy name, Krishna's glories. And that otherwise what happens? Will become victim of hearing rubbish. If I don't hear the glories of Krishna, I may, become victim of hearing rubbish, and that rubbish will spoil my life. So Prabhupada says, yes, there are a lot of missionaries, lot of gadgets, mobiles, WhatsApp, YouTube, so many things are there. These are all gadgets available. Prabhupada he says, yes, utility is a principle. All those things can be used for hearing Krishna's glories. Srila Prabhupada used dictaphone to record. Srila Prabhupada used typewriter to type. So gadgets are used for Krishna's service. Doesn't mean that gadgets are bad, but what for using is important. So we should use the gadget, not gadget should use us. This is what the difference is today. Today, the technology is using us. No, we should use technology. Now the latest technology, artificial intelligence coming. We can use artificial intelligence, not they should use us. We can use the technology for preaching purpose, no problem. So that's why Prabhupada says living beings other than human beings have no ability to hear such Vedic literature. Vedic literature is meant for human being to glorify the Supreme Lord and hear the glories of Supreme Lord. And that hearing is solidified by the process of chanting. Yes, when we hear properly, I can chant nicely. That's why Prabhupada says while chanting, you should hear. Whatever chanting I do, I should hear. Otherwise, my mind keep running here and there. I mean, it's a common problem. Maybe all of us would have gone through it. It's at least for me, is a problem. Like I cannot focus. My mind is so fickle. It's keep running. That's why Prabhupada says, hear attentively. Many times I would have heard Prabhupada's chanting. If somebody is not, he said, hear, sit properly and hear. That's what Prabhupada said. Because that's how it's the only process to get into that. Bring the mind back. And Prabhupada also brings out here the process of glorifying the Lord. Therefore, there should not be restriction, time, place, and time and space. This is called Sanatana Dharma or Bhagavad Dharma. So our Sanatana Dharma is eternal, no time, no space, no beginning, anadi, and there is no end also. And Bhagavad Dharma we have to bring in. That Bhagavad Dharma can take us back home, back to Godhead. So the finally Prabhupada says that the Lord is the master of all time and all places. Therefore, Lord's holy name must be heard, glorified, remembered everywhere. And it says everywhere and always. So when we say everywhere, there is no time, place, circumstances, not just morning, not just in the evening. No, everywhere, always, 24/7. At home, everywhere, at home, outside, everywhere, always 24/7. So devotee has no holiday. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's why and Lord must be heard, glorified, remembered everywhere in the world. That will bring about desired peace. What is our desired goal? Is peace or going back to Godhead, the prosperity so eagerly awaited by the people of the world. The world cha also, Prabhupada finally says, that includes all the 6 processes, the totally 9 processes. We can try to perfect any one or more than one or all, but at least we should perfect one, at least one or more than one, or at least the Shravana, hearing process we should perfect. So we should have a practice of hearing lecture daily, at least one lecture of Prabhupada or one lecture of Guru Maharaj, or at least reading Bhagavatam daily, Bhagavad Gita, and while chanting and hearing properly. This will make a change. This will go into a heart, and then when get to the heart, all my anattas in the heart, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsara, they slowly come out. Then that the heart becomes a pure place for the Paramatma to stay back. In the previous verse, talking about Paramatma, so Paramatma can stay back in that our heart. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share some points about chanting and hearing. Your realization, anything? Please go ahead. Who want to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Amadash.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We learned the fundamentals of bhakti process. Here, uh, all the soul are present everywhere, and we can always remember Sri Krishna. We must hear the glory and also remember the personality of Godhead. And there is no other process other than the Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga is the topmost process, and the Bhakti Yoga process is practiced by devotees in 9 different ways. The most important way is hearing Parisid, which has been practiced by Parisid Maharaj. And the next one is chanting. The third is remembering. Fourth is serving the lotus feet, the Lakshmi Devi. Fifth is worshipping or the Archana. Sixth is praying, the rituals. And seventh is rendering service in love, which is Hanuman. Eight is becoming friendly, that is Arjuna. And nine is offering all that one may
Bali
possess,
Maharaj.
which is
Yeah, that is Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj or
Maharaj, and one who
Amrish Maharaj.
perfected all is that Amrish Maharaj.
Okay. Amrish Maharaj. Either all or one of them or more than one can lead us to the Bhakti Yoga. First and foremost is hearing. Hearing process is important because when we take birth, we first hear, and when we leave the earth, we also hear till the last. So that's why the chanting of the mantras are be done so that one can live in a peaceful way. Hearing is important because many have selective hearing process. They choose to hear what they want to hear, and we should hear sufficiently and properly. Like a pearl who continuously meditate and imbibe the practice, we should be like a pearl, is what Srila Prabhupada ji has said. Continuously meditate so that the water can turn into a pearl. The best way is chanting around 16 rounds of Sri Krishna, and help in practicing Sri Krishna consciousness. And that's the best way where we can give back in terms of what we have learned by serving the society. And unless and until we hear properly and sufficiently, no one can make any progress in the method of practice. By chanting Sri Krishna holy name, we should not only glorify and remember Sri Hari or Sri Krishna only. We do not know what will happen in the next moment, and hence it's important that we do hear Sri Krishna, or otherwise we become the victim of hearing all rubbish things. We should use gadgets, but we should not be the slave of using gadgets. So any living being other than the human being has the capability of hearing and chanting Sri Krishna. Hence, Srila Prabhupada ji says that hear properly, spread the Sanatan Dharma because it is eternal, and the Bhagavata Dharma can take us to back to the Godhead. So that's my learning for today. Thank you.
Super Mataji.
And
Nice.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Mariyappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
I think almost all points have been covered by Mataji. And 9 methods are bona fide of this thing in devotion. Of all, hearing is very important. Only focused, attentive hearing of spiritual literature from bona fide spiritual master will enable anyone to progress in devotion. And the Supreme Lord must be glorified by listening his pastimes. The Lord's holy name must be heard anywhere, everywhere, and glorified, remembered. That will ensure peace and prosperity. And Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate in devotion. And for each devotion, Parishit, Hanuman, Bali Maharaj, Prahalad, Lakshmi Devi, Lakshmi Mataji, and Arjuna, Ambrish, you have highlighted, Prabhuji. And first sense and the last sense in the hearing in our lifetime, due to selective hearing. I happen to miss several important aspects of this thing, so I must avoid that. And this level of hearing, I have understood. First level is better on the hot tawa, and the water on the lotus leaf, and here, here sufficient and properly. Pearl, formation of pearl after receiving the drop of this thing. Is that one should meditate the message, whatever they listen, and take into the mind, and it should the pearl, it should come out like a pearl, like Srila Prabhupada from his spiritual master received message from his spiritual masters, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, and achieved ISKCON and worldwide Krishna consciousness today. That is because of attentive hearing and meditation. I must reciprocate my gratitude by sharing Krishna consciousness and help and facilitate books distribution if I have to acquire these qualities only by attentive hearing. And our goal of achieving go back home, back to Godhead can be achieved only by attentive chanting, and thereby attentive chanting can be achieved only by attentive hearing. Only human beings are having this extraordinary gift of realization of Krishna consciousness. So I must use this precious human life for my devotional progress. If I fail to listen the glories of Supreme Lord, I may be victim of rubbish technologies. And to achieve the optimum quality of chanting, I must practice to hear and bring back the mind. That much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Sri Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Almost all Reena Mataji and Mariappan Prabhuji have covered very nicely. But just few points what I have learned is there's no other means of salvation other than the Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga process is practiced by the devotees in different methods like hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, rendering service in love, becoming friendly, and offering all that one may possess. All 9 methods are bona fide methods. Out of all the 9 methods, hearing is the most important process in Bhakti Yoga. Because the Lord is all pervading, we must glorify him always and everywhere. There is no time, space limit. So this is called Bhagavad Dharma. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Yeah. So you want me to repeat all that, or I just add on? I can give
Add any
yeah.
other points which are not covered. Possible.
Yeah, so all the points Sri Devi Mataji, Reena Mataji, and Mariappan have covered. So adding to what Sri Devi Mataji said, it is my personal experience. Like hearing helped me a lot, I can say. It helped me in chanting also. I started chanting for 5 rounds. So mind is very wavering. So what I'll do is, even if the mind goes somewhere, what I will remember is Krishna Leelas, in childhood, his how he used to, be with his friends, and how he used to act with his, mother, and all those incidents. Nowadays, we also have so many episodes in YouTube about Krishna Leela. So beautiful they are. So I keep remembering those, so that my thought is always on Krishna. So that helped me in chanting. So that way, I can say that listening to glories of Krishna will help us a lot. We will say that mind is wavering, we cannot chant, but we can we can restrict to some extent by diverting it to listening to Krishna glories, all that, because that will bring smile to our face, and also um, our mind will be on Krishna. So that is my personal experience, Prabhuji.
Very good, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Um,
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
We have a wonderful devotees are hearing. That proves that how nicely you are able to reproduce it, Otherwise, if you don't hear, you cannot. Like what Reena Mataji or Mariappan Prabhu or Sridhar Mataji, Sita Mataji, all of you, like repeated everything. I don't know whether you write it down or remember, I don't know. But the way you repeated is shows that you are attentive hearing. Thank you so much. Please give me that little mercy also so that I can also hear properly. Hare Krishna. So
Hare
we'll
Krishna.
stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So tomorrow we'll meet same time. Possible, please call more devotees. Please put a message in the group. Those who are not coming, please request them personally or group. Please request them to attend. Please. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavат pranams.
Hare Krishna.